Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. Let's get to the latest Arsenal news. Now, we'll be covering a bit of team news ahead of the West Ham game. Michelet has been speaking about it. Who's available, who's not. A few key players could be missing for that one. And we'll also be talking about a bit of transfer news ahead of the summer transfer window. We've been linked to a couple of new players, I'd say, and also some outgoings that are currently happening right now in terms of outgoings, some transfers in terms of outgoings. So let's get straight into. Let's start with the big game this weekend for us. We're looking to make it 4 wins in a row after that big win against Liverpool. One thing I don't think I mentioned in the preview. You beat Liverpool and then you lose to West Ham in the next game. It doesn't make sense. Liverpool are probably going to beat Burnley this weekend and they'll still be 5 points ahead of us. So it will be basically the same as it was a couple of weeks ago. Now, it should have been worse if they beat us. It could have been 8 points, but you don't want them to increase the 2 point gap now. We want to go ahead of them because right now we're getting to the crucial part of the season. But this is what Mikel Arteta had to say about this weekend. He said Bukayo Saka looks okay. Obviously, he was substituted in game week 23 against the Liverpool game. He got subbed. Reece Nelson came on for the last 15 minutes. Arteta was on Arsenal's other injury issues, namely Jesus, Zinchenko, and Tomiyasu. He did say we are hopeful that we are going to have a few back. So there's a chance we could end up missing all four of them. But for Bukayo Saka, even if he gets a knock or an injury, like how many times have you seen Bukayo Saka going out with an injury and then the very next game is available? Like the only game he's missed this season was the Man City one. Every other game is always available. So I do expect him to be available for this game. We definitely need him against West Ham. West Ham is not an easy team. I know they've not won this year at all. I think 8 games, they haven't won a single one. Basically, since they beat us at the Emirates in December, they haven't won a single game. And they've played the likes of Bournemouth, I think Sheffield United, Bristol. They haven't won any of those games. So people expect it to be an easy game. I don't think it's going to be an easy game. I still think we're going to win. I still think you're going to score 2-3 goals in that game. But I think it's going to be a tough game. I still think they're going to score and all that. So we need to take them seriously. Saka has to be there. And a few other players, hopefully. So Saka should be there. But what about Gabriel Jesus? He missed the last game. Now, for Gabriel Jesus, I think Havertz played well up front in that game. And in the preview, I did put Trossard as my number 9 in that game. I want them to rotate with Martinelli. That's a big pitch, a lot of spaces in behind. I want Martinelli, Saka, Trossard to be running into those spaces. And Jesus, this particular game, yes, if he's there, it's much better. He scored there last season. But even if he's not there, I still think we can win without him in that particular game. And in 2 weeks' time, in less than 2 weeks, you're going to have Champions League football back. And Jesus has been our best player in the Champions League. I need him for that. I need Gabriel Jesus to be there for the Champions League game. And we all know his problems there with the knee. So if he's not 100% fit, just leave him out. The one thing that has happened to Jesus ever since he started picking up those injuries, he came back last season. We played him straight away. Remember, against Fulham away. When he got back from injury this season, he played for Brazil against Argentina almost a couple of days later, and it was a tough game for us as well. He recently got back when he played him in another Premier League game right away. He's never really come back and then been on the bench, come on for 20 minutes, then been on the bench again, come back for 30 minutes. We might have done that against Man United at the beginning of the season. He came on and scored, but bring him back to the team slowly. Don't play him every single day, 90 minutes. Maybe if he's fit enough to be on the bench, if you haven't won the game, you can bring him on for 20 minutes. Next week against Burnley, does he really need to start that game? You have Eddie, you have Havertz, you have Trossard. You can leave Jesus out for that as well. Maybe bring him on or save him for the FC Porto game. There's a lot. But for me, if he's not 100% fit, I wouldn't play him. And even if he is, I wouldn't play him anyway. I want to see Trossard mostly up front for this game. If he's not going to be there, Havertz, Kai Havertz or Nketiah, but Jesus just leave him out for this one because of that injury. As he also said, Zinchenko is also an injury doubt. Now, probably that's why he got subbed off in the last game. The one who came on, Kivia, I think he did very well. So we are very, very lucky that this injury has occurred after our players have come back, a couple of our players, because 3 weeks ago I was looking at our team and we literally only had Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Zinchenko. Cedric was being linked to the move away. Tomiyasu had gone. Timber obviously was still out. Kivio might have been on the bench, but if I'm not wrong, they think there's again that he won game or something that he wasn't on the bench or something. But you get my point. I was always saying, if one of those players gets an injury, only Kivio can come off the bench. Luckily, Kivio came off the bench in the last game and he was one of our best players against Liverpool. And Tomiyasu is also back. So positive news. If Zinchenko is not there, we can afford to play Tomiyasu as the left back. We can afford to start Kivio in that game as well. So I think we're in a good position in terms of that. We now have 6-7 defenders. Pretty much all our defenders are fit apart from Timber and Zinchenko now. So, and Zinchenko is a doubt. It's not like he's 100% confirmed to be out, but let's wait and see. Mikel also talked about which player I missed there: Zinchenko, Jesus, Tomiyasu. Yeah, I've covered all of them. So Tomiyasu is back for this one. Zinchenko is an injury doubt. Jesus is a doubt, and Saka, I expect him to play. Now, those are not the only players who are currently injured. People will be asking about Thomas Partey. Well, he spoke about that one too, and this is what he had to say about that. Arteta on Thomas Partey as I remove that from screen. He's progressing really well, but it's too soon to tell when he will be back. So, as I said in the last video about Thomas Partey, let's just not like wait for him. Let's not sit down and just say, okay, we're waiting for Thomas Partey to come back. We are going to be disappointed. Let's just hope he just comes back before the end of the season. And if he comes back, he comes back. If he's on the bench, great. If he starts a game, great. But let's not like expect him to come back. Hopefully by March, there the crucial games against Man City in the Champions League hopefully is there. But don't put your hopes on him returning. So for now, he is still injured. So that's the latest team news. In terms of West Ham, Paqueta will miss the game and Antonio will miss the game. So those are positives for us. But as I said in the preview, they are not an easy team. West Ham are not an easy team. Playing up against Kudus, Bowen, and all those guys are not a good, easy team, and that's why they've beaten us twice this season. They still have very, very good players. So that's the latest on team news. Let's get to the latest transfer news. Let's start with Marquinhos, who's been linked to the move away. Not even linked, he's about to leave on loan. According to Fabrizio, Fluminense are preparing a formal documents for Marquinhos deal to be completed with Arsenal. Loan move agreed and also confirmed by Fluminense manager Denise matter of time. So he's been on loan at a couple of teams. I think Nantes, I think Norwich last season. It hasn't worked out for him so far, but luckily with players like this, as I've said the last couple of years with Lokonga and Tavares, they're young players. If it doesn't work out, you can always sell them. The problem with signing like older players like a Willian, if you buy them and then they come and they don't perform well, it's not easy to sell them if they're already 32, 33 years of age. But these young players, you can always ship them. But let's see how Marquinhos does in this and another loan spell. I think his third loan spell. Remember, Saliba's out on loan to 3 teams and then he came back. So maybe it's not just one loan deal that works out for a player. It could be on the second, it could be on the third. Let's see how that one works out. But Marquinhos looks like he is going to Fluminense very, very soon. A lot of people have been saying maybe he can be the backup for Saka. I don't think he's ready for now. Like, imagine we have Bayern Munich, for example, in the Champions League, and Saka is out. Would you trust Marquinhos to be there? I don't think so. There's a lot of players that play ahead of Marquinhos, that play Nelson there. I'd even move Trossard to the right side. I'd even play Jesus on the right side, but I don't think Marquinhos would be the one I'm thinking about right after Saka is unavailable. So that's the latest on Marquinhos. But what about the summer transfer window? What are our plans? So it's looking like we're looking for a winger. According to reports today, Arsenal scouts have been making checks on Atletico Bilbao winger Nico Williams. Arsenal have got a winger on their transfer hit list this summer to strengthen their squad, and they are also long-term admirers of Pedro Neto. So I've just talked about Bukayo Saka. We've always needed a backup for Bukayo Saka. We've not really had a proper backup. We had Pepe, but he wasn't good enough, I guess, in terms of that. Right now, we have players like Nelson who can play there, but I don't think he's on the level of Saka. When you take out Saka from that team, you notice it. We might have to like play Jesus on the right side to, maybe survive that situation, especially in the Premier League or Champions League. If Saka is not there, I don't know how you're going to do it. I would have loved Trossard to be able to like play on the right side of Martinelli. That would have been a major boost. Like if one of them could find a way to play on the right side, that would have been a major, major boost. But Saka, we've always needed a backup for him. Now, let's start with Nico Williams. Now, first of all, I'd prefer his brother, but he's slightly younger. So Nico Williams, he plays for Spain. He plays for Bilbao. Very, very good winger. He plays with his brother in the same team. Both of them score goals. Both of them assist goals as well. His numbers are not like absolutely incredible. I think he only has like 9 goal contributions this season in the league. Last season, I think he got 10. His numbers are not like astronomical or anything like that. It's just normal numbers. But he's still young. He's still 21 years of age. You can always improve, as you see. As you can see, Saka is improving year by year. As you can see, Martinelli is also improving. All those players, young players, Saliba, you have to give them time. They're going to improve more and more. So we have our eye on Nico Williams. Let's see how that one goes. That is a transfer that is very, very possible. Let's see how it goes. We definitely need a winger. If you see a team like Man City playing, how many times do you like? I can't tell you the last time I saw Grealish playing. Grealish will play today, and then you won't see him for another month. Doku will play. Doku won't play today. Tomorrow it's Foden. Today it's Foden again. The next day they are going to play Bernardo Silva on the right wing. The next day Grealish is back, is playing there again. The next day, they keep on rotating. Alvarez can play on the left side. Now, I want Arsenal to be like that as well. I mean, people say we copy Man City, but in terms of depth, I want us to be like that as well. Now, right now, we are slightly lucky. We have very, very good players. Right now, we're in a very good position. Like, we are winning games over the last couple of years. We can play Martinelli. We can bring in Trossard for him. Odegaard can play. Smith Rowe can come on. Harvard starts today. Tomorrow we play Trossard. Saka is always available. Rice is always available. Gabriel, Saliba. We can rotate between Tomiyasu and Ben White. All those positions we are very good. But there's always a couple of positions we can add to, and we know about the striker situation, and we know about the winger situation in the midfield as well. There's a couple of players we can improve on. Obviously, there's still I don't expect Elneny to be here for too long. I don't expect Cedric to be here for too long. Katie, obviously, I also don't expect him to be here for too long. There's a lot of positions you can improve on. Our backup goalkeeper Ramsdale, will he be here? Will he not be here? So players like this, imagine having a team of Jesus today can play on the right side. Saka does not play. He played Jesus on the right side. He play a 30-goal strike up front, and then you have Odegaard in behind, Martinelli on the left. And then tomorrow you have a Carabao Cup game. You have Trossard to play. You have Havertz to play. You have Partey to play if he's going to be here. Reece Nelson is there if he's going to be here. You get my point. Even if you don't count those players, if you have a team of, Trossard, Jesus, Odegaard, Saka, Williams, all those players in one team, that would be absolutely incredible, to the point of, teams do not know how you're going to play and which positions they're going to play. If you watch Man City again as an example, today Alvarez will play on the left, tomorrow he'll be the striker, tomorrow he'll be on the right side. Foden will come in for him. You don't know who to mark, whether you're going to mark Haaland or De Bruyne. There's a lot of rotation. So I want us to be like that. We have very, very good players up front in Saka, Martinelli, Trossard, Jesus. But imagine if you add at least even one more to that, it would be incredible. So we are looking at Nico Williams, but you're also looking at Pedro Neto. Now, Pedro Neto is a player I really, really, really admire. He's been absolutely incredible since he joined Wolves. He plays very, very well. The dribbles, the goals, the assists, the way you cannot take the ball away from him. Like the last two games I've watched him play against Man United and Chelsea, he ripped them apart, man. He scored against Man United and he assisted again, I think 2 against Chelsea. Dominates the fullback. He knows when to cut in. The fullback cannot take the ball away from him. It's either you're going to foul him or he's going to give the assist or score the goal. He gives you two very, very hard options. So he's a very, very tricky winger. He can help us with the backup. Imagine having Neto and Saka in the same team. But the only problem, injuries. That is the only problem. Injuries. If Neto's not an injury-prone player, I think he'd have been worth 70, 80 million right now. But since an injury-prone player, maybe they'd be willing to sell him for a cheaper price. I'm sure it's not only Arsenal that are going to go for him. But let's see. If he's able to stay fit between now and the end of the season, then he probably becomes a big target for us, one of the main targets for us in the summer transfer window. And maybe if he doesn't play every single day, doesn't get injured all the time, maybe if you rotate him with Saka and he comes on one game and then he starts the next, maybe he doesn't get injured as often, because Wolves really depend on him. He plays every single day. If he's fit, he's going to play every single day. But that's the latest on the transfer news in terms of the summer transfer window. Looking at wingers, I'm very happy with our team right now. I know these positions we definitely can improve, and I feel like we're going to improve them this transfer window coming up in the January one. I feel like if you look at this Arsenal team in 2025, August, we'll be looking at this team and you'll be like, my goodness, we have 2 quality players in every single position. It would be good. It would be really, really good. Like, I'm confident in terms of where we are heading. Every player is good, and this proves this to you. So in terms of Player of the Month awards, Declan Rice got it in August, Saka got it in September, Tomiyasu got it in October, Havertz in November, Odegaard December, Gabriel in January, and the way Martinelli is playing, he could easily get it in February. So we are able to have different players winning the award every single month because all of them had a brilliant month. Now imagine adding to that Trossard as well. He's playing really well this February. He could be a candidate for that if he starts a couple of games and stuff. So let's see how it goes. But there's obviously one standout in terms of Odegaard. Just to finish up, Martin Odegaard has created 43 chances from open play this season, more than any other player in Europe's top 5 leagues. So incredible. It's just because we've been missing chances. Odegaard would have had like 20 assists by now. For example, the pass he gave to Havertz against Liverpool. If Havertz scores that, that's an assist for Odegaard. And many, many more. There's a lot of times he's created a chance. I think one for Jesus against Nottingham. He creates a lot of chances every single day just because we miss. But in terms of him as a player for Arsenal, he's absolutely incredible. And I'm usually surprised to hear people asking for Arsenal to improve on Odegaard. Is a starter for me. It's a starter for me. It's definitely a starter for me. Can we improve on players like Fabio Vieira? Yes. But Odegaard, since he came to Arsenal, he's improved every single season, and he's a player who's definitely here to stay. Another thing I forgot to mention about Tomiyasu contract talks. Fabrizio's confirmed that Tomiyasu has signed his contract and is going to be announced soon, or he's about to sign his contract. At least we know he's going to stay. Recently, Saliba signed a contract. Gabriel signed a contract. Ben White, Saka. We've had a lot of players signing contracts recently, which is very, very good news for us. If we keep this team together and add 3 to 4 players, it's going to be absolute scenes. There's also news on De Jong. Apparently, we're also looking at De Jong has made himself available from Barcelona. That's another player who can fit well at Arsenal. I'm excited about the summer. There's going to be a lot of more moves in the summer, but let's focus on this one first. Let's focus on this weekend's game against West Ham. And obviously, we need to make it 4 wins in a row. If we do that, the fixtures coming up, Burnley, Sheffield, Newcastle, a home game against them, Chelsea, a home game against them, FC Porto twice, things will be looking really, really good for us. But let me know what you make about all that. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button to support the page and the channel. I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.